Lvigwasher and Raffi in valor like there was the one and other Guido, famous both, Germer and Eberhard to overpass, in foul oblivion would my muse be loath, with his Gildips dear, Edward alas, a loving pair, to war among them goth in bond of virtuous love together tied, together served they, and together died Lvine school of love are all things taught we see, there learned this maid of arms the ireful guise, still by his side a faithful guard went she, one true love not their lives together ties, no would to one alone could dangerous be, but each the smart of other's anguish tries, if one were hurt, the other felt the sore, she lost her blood, he spent his life therefore. Lvia but these and all, Ronaldo far exceeds, star of his sphere, the diamond of this ring, the nest where courage with sweet mercy breeds a comet worthy each eye's wondering, his years are fewer than his noble deeds, his fruit is ripe soon as his blossoms spring, armed, a Mars, might quest Venus move, and if disarmed, then God himself of love like Sophia by Adige flowery bank him bore, Sophia the fair, spouse to Bertoldo great, fit mother for that pearl, and before the tender imp was weaned from the teat, the Princess Maud him took, in virtue's lore she brought him up fit for each worthy feat, till of these wears the golden trump he hears, that soundeth glory, fame, praise in his ears. LX and then, though scantly 3 times 5 years old, he fled alone, by many an unknown coast, or Aegean seas by many a Greekish hold, till he arrived at the Christian host, a noble flight, adventurous, brave, and bold, whereon a valiant prince might justly boast. 3 years he served in field, when scant began few golden hairs to deck his ivory chinled horsemen passed, their void left stations fill the bands on foot, and Raymond them beforn, of Thal's lord, from lands near Parain hill by Garound streams and salt sea billows worn. 4,000 foot he brought, well armed, and skill had they all pains and travels to have borne, stout men of arms and with their guide of power like Troy's old town defenced with Ilium's tower. Lche next Stephen of Amboise did 5,000 lead, the men he pressed from Tours and Blois but late, to hard assays unfit, unsure at need, yet armed to point and well attempted plate, the land did like itself the people breed, the soil is gentle, smooth, soft, delicate, boldly they charge, but soon retire for doubt, like fire of straw, soon kindled, soon burnt out. Lx 3rd Augusto marched, and with him the boaster brought 6,000 Switzers bold, audacious were their looks, their faces grim, strong castles on the Alpine cliffs they hold, their shares and coulters broke, to armors trim they changed that metal, cast in warlike mold, and with this band laid herds and flocks that guide, now kings and realms he threatened and defied. Looks of the glorious standard last to heaven they spread, with Peter's keys ennobled and his crown, with its 7,000 stout Camillo had, embattled in walls of iron brown in this adventure and occasion, glad so to revive the Romans' old renown, or prove at least to all of wiser thought, their hearts were fertile and although unwrought but now was past every regiment, each band, each troop, each person worth regard when Godfrey with his lords to council went, and thus the Duke his princely will declared, I will when day next clears the firmament, our ready host in haste be all prepared, closely to march to Sion's noble wall, unseen, unheard, or undescried at all. LXVI prepare you then for travel strong and light, fierce to the combat, glad to victory. And with that word and warning soon was dight, each soldier, longing for near coming glory, impatient be they of the morning bright, of honor so them pricked the memory but yet their chieftain had conceived a fear within his heart, but kept it secret their Lxvi for he by faithful spile was assured, that Egypt's king was forward on his way, and to arrive at Gaza old procured, a fort that on the Syrian frontiers lay, nor thinks he that a man to wars inured will aught forslow, or in his journey stay, for well he knew him for a dangerous foe and herald called he then, and spake him Lxvi Pinus take thee swift as shaft from bow, and speed thee, Henry, to the Greekish main, there should arrive, as I by letters know from one that never aught reports in vain, a valiant youth in whom all virtues flow, to help us this great conquest to obtain, the Prince of Danes he is, and brings to war a troop with him from under the Arctic star. Look 6 and 4 I doubt the Greekish monarch's lie will use with him some of his wonted craft, to stay his passage, or divert or elsewhere his forces, his first journey left, My herald good and messenger well try, see that these succors be not us bereft, but send him thence with such convenient speed as with his honor stands, and with our need LXX return not thou, but Ligeir stay behind, and move the Greekish prince to send us aid. Tell him his kingly promise doth him bind to give us succors, by his covenant made. This said, and thus instruct, his letters signed the trusty herald took, nor longer stayed, but sped him thence to done his lord's behest, and thus the Duke reduced his thoughts to rest.